I wanted to have faith. I don't have that faith anymore. Those are the words of Michelle Hall, a Trump voter from Washington state, after seeing her shopping costs double due to tariffs. She's not alone. 1 year into Trump's second term, many voters who supported him are discovering that his promises to lower costs and make America affordable again have turned into the opposite. Today, we're examining what Trump voters are saying about tariffs, skyrocketing healthcare premiums, and broken economic promises. 1 year ago, Donald Trump rode a powerful wave of voter frustration about high prices back to the White House. He promised to quickly defeat inflation and make America affordable again. He told Americans their electricity bills would be slashed and prices would drop rapidly. Instead, voters are facing the exact opposite. Trump's approval rating on the economy has plummeted to just 39%. By 15 percentage points, more voters now rate the economy as weak rather than strong. Perhaps most telling, 75% of Americans, including 56% of Republicans, believe Trump's tariffs are raising prices. A Wall Street Journal poll found it's now Trump's economy, and voters are increasingly unhappy with how he's handling it. The irony is brutal. Trump won because of inflation concerns, but his own policies are making inflation worse. Manufacturing employment has declined every month since Trump declared Liberation Day in April 2025, announcing his widespread tariffs would bring jobs roaring back. U.S. factories employ 72,000 fewer people today than when Trump made that promise. The Washington Post reports Trump's promised manufacturing boom is a bust so far. The Tax Foundation calculated that Trump's tariffs amount to an average tax increase of $1,000 per household in 2025 and $1,300 in 2026. These are the largest tax increases as a percentage of GDP since 1993. Let's hear directly from Trump voters who are experiencing buyer's remorse. Michelle Hall, a 48-year-old secretary in Washington, spent about $2,300 last year on goods from Chinese e-commerce platforms like Shein and Temu. She just stopped buying after prices popped over 100%, from $83.80 to $175.88 due to tariffs. I thought Trump would reduce the deficit, create manufacturing jobs, and make the nation less dependent on foreign countries, she told the New York Times. She expected Trump to bring prices down rapidly and never thought hers would rise. In the meantime, I feel like citizens are suffering. I wanted to have faith. I don't have that faith anymore. Dane Chapin, a San Diego entrepreneur who voted for Trump, is watching tariffs threaten to destroy his 80-employee business. His company imports board games from China, and tariffs will more than double the prices he charges consumers, making them unaffordable for most customers. I'm being forced into survival mode regarding my business and our 80 employees, who I care for like a family, Chapin told The Times. With Trump, I thought maybe there might be a method to the madness. I'm concerned now that there is madness to his method. Matt Calvert, a longtime Republican in California who is disabled and on a fixed income, agrees manufacturing should return to America, but worries about the costs. The idea of reshoring manufacturing is fine in concept for me, but I don't think manufacturing iPhone cases here is going to create quality jobs, he told The Washington Post. Higher prices on his fixed income are his biggest concern. During a focus group last month, 9 Trump 2024 voters were asked about tariffs. A Biden to Trump voter from Georgia named Steve said, "The tariffs I don't get, and it kind of concerns me a little bit, but I'm hoping it will make sense shortly. Right now, it just kind of doesn't to me." Another Biden to Trump voter from Michigan named Sylvia was even more frustrated. "I am too a little scared about the tariffs because the stock market has plunged a few times. I'm glad I just bought a newer car in December because the prices are all up right now. I got an oil change, it cost me $10 more. Why I voted for Trump was for the prices to come down at the grocery store. Nothing's come down. That's why I voted for Trump. So it really hits me in the gut. If tariffs hurt Trump voters, healthcare costs are devastating them. Republicans in Congress allowed Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies to expire on December 31, 2025. The result? Health insurance premiums for 20 million Americans are rising by an average of 114%. Let me repeat that. Premiums more than doubled overnight. Teresa Acosta, a single mother of 3 from Mississippi, got her January notice just days before Christmas. She was expecting to pay twice as much, maybe triple, but her bill reflected a shocking 620% increase on her monthly premium. I had heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's going to double or triple premiums," Acosta told MS Now. "No, mine increased 7 times over." The notice left her with just $74 in her bank account. Elena Provost, a 37-year-old single mother in North Carolina, saw her monthly premium jump from $85 to nearly $750. "It really bothers me that the middle class has moved from a squeeze to a full suffocation," she said. "If Congress doesn't fix this, she'll drop her own insurance and keep it only for her 4-year-old daughter." Stacey Canis in Florida is considering going without health insurance after realizing her monthly premium would rise to $2,500, more than double what she paid last year to cover herself and her husband. Lori Hunt of Des Moines survived breast cancer 3 years ago and was laid off in 2025. Without the subsidies, her premium jumped to about $700 per month. "It would be more than my mortgage payment," Hunt said. She joked that her insurance would now consist of thoughts and prayers. Here's the political kicker. 45% of Americans affected by these premium increases are registered Republicans. 3/4 of people on Obamacare are in states Donald Trump won. Representative Mike Lawler, a Republican from New York, was furious when House Speaker Mike Johnson refused to hold a vote on extending the subsidies. "I am pissed for the American people. This is absolute bullshit and it's absurd," Lawler said. 3/4 of people on Obamacare are in states Donald Trump won. So maybe, just maybe, everybody should look at this and say, how do we actually fix the healthcare system? The Congressional Budget Office estimates that 1.4 million people have already dropped coverage due to the premium spikes, with projections showing 3.7 million will become uninsured by 2028. Trump's struggles on key issues are setting up a tough political environment for Republicans heading into this fall's midterm elections. Republicans are already trailing Democrats by several points on which party voters want to control Congress. Most damaging, Trump's long-held advantage on the economy has evaporated. An NBC News poll found only 38% of voters say Republicans would do a better job handling the economy, while 37% preferred Democrats, the smallest Republican advantage since 2017. On the rising price of everyday things, 53% of Americans now trust Democrats over Republicans. This is a stunning reversal for a party that won in 2024 explicitly because voters blamed Democrats for inflation. Public sentiment on Trump's policies is devastating. Only 29% believe his policies have helped create jobs. 50% think they've contributed to job losses. 61% believe his policies have raised health insurance premiums. 64% of Americans disapprove of his tariff efforts. Only 14% support imposing additional tariffs. Perhaps most damaging politically, 65% of Americans think Trump administration policies favor the wealthy, compared to just 12% who think they're oriented toward the middle class. So much for being a populist working-class champion. The realignment many analysts predicted after 2024, Republicans becoming a multi-ethnic populist working-class party, now seems remote. Many groups that moved strongly toward Republicans in 2024, including independents, Hispanics, and young adults, have already moved away and should be regarded as swing voters again. None of this should be surprising. Economists warned voters before the election that Trump's policies would make inflation worse, not better. The Peterson Institute for International Economics estimated Trump's policies would slash U.S. GDP by between $1.5 trillion and $6.4 trillion through 2028. They calculated inflation, which would otherwise come in at 1.9% in 2026, would instead jump to between 6% and 9.3% if Trump's policies were fully enacted. Last year, 23 Nobel Prize-winning economists signed a letter warning that Trump's administration will lead to higher prices, larger deficits, and greater inequality. They wrote, "Among the most important determinants of economic success are the rule of law and economic and political certainty, and Trump threatens all of these." Trump insists other countries pay tariffs. This is false. American companies pay tariffs and then pass those costs to consumers through higher prices. That's why taxing imports is inherently inflationary. Worse, other countries retaliate with their own tariffs, hurting U.S. exporters. Goldman Sachs economists estimated tariffs caused inflation to increase by 0.5 percentage point in 2025. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell stated that Trump's tariffs were responsible for the entirety of inflation's rise above the central bank's 2% target. Facing political backlash, Trump has already started quietly backing down from some tariff threats. The acronym TACO, Trump Always Chickens Out, trended on Wall Street for much of last summer. Trump rang in the new year by delaying massive tariffs on furniture, cabinets, and Italian pasta. He's backed off tariffs on produce and other goods. The White House offered little explanation, but the last-minute reversals suggest the administration has been rattled by the self-inflicted political damage. The Supreme Court is currently weighing a case that could invalidate Trump's most sweeping tariffs, collectively worth $130 billion. If the court sides against the administration, businesses could get refunds on tariffs already paid, and Trump's ability to impose higher tariffs without restrictions could be reined in. Many businesses are waiting for the Supreme Court's verdict before deciding how to price goods in 2026. The decision is expected in the coming weeks and could fundamentally reshape Trump's trade agenda.